guys, this is Jean from Happy Indulgence. I'm back for another monthly recap post. During August, I mainly read review copies, and one of them is Queen of Shadows, which is amazing. I joined the Read, Sleep, Repeat ARC challenge because I wanted to focus on review copies before I, started reading new releases and library copies. Out of the review copies that I wanted to read, I read 6. And I also read 3 extra ones that turned up during the month. I thought I did pretty well, and I'll let you guys know what I thought about all these books that I read in this video. Like last month, I'm going to focus on my book ratings, so the books that I loved will be at the beginning and the books I didn't love so much will be at the end. So the first book I read is Queen of Shadows, and it was amazing. I read this in 3 days, and there was just so much intrigue, so many feelings, so many emotions. I even had to take a break. And I know some of you guys are worried about how your ship will turn out, but trust me, everything will be alright. It doesn't matter who you shipped, but all of these characters will end up happy. There's a lot of action in this book, and it was just so tense and exhilarating, and so much happened in here. And the best thing is that it didn't end on a cliffhanger. So man, Queen of Shadows is so amazing. It's totally worth all the hype. Yes, this was 5 stars for me. I'm actually still reading this at the moment, but Uprooted is amazing. It's just like a classic fairy tale read. It's magical, it's enchanting, and there's just so many wonderful elements to it. And the character, she's a bit clumsy and a bit flawed as well. I just loved it, and I gave it 4.5 stars, and look how beautiful the cover is. This is an Aussie YA title, or New Zealand YA. Stray was really exhilarating, and it was just action-packed and amazing. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I'm actually interviewing the author soon on my blog. Basically, it's an improvement over the first book. It was action-packed, it didn't do any info dumps, and it was just really fast-paced and amazing, and I really enjoyed it. The Potion Diaries, I gave 4 stars. Basically, I was really excited about this because Sarah J. Maas says, inventive, romantic, and downright delightful, and you can't go wrong with Sarah J. Maas. The Potion Diaries was really cute and magical. It's about Samantha Kemi, and she mixes potions for a living. She has the ability to break down a potion by its elements and figure out how to heal ailments. And in this instance, Samantha has been called in to save a princess who has accidentally drank a love potion and fallen in love with herself, which was creepy and hilarious at the same time. This had so many fun, imaginative elements to it. It was a fantasy world that blended with the present day, so there was media, there was mobile phones, there was TV and technology, and sometimes the magic didn't blend well with this contemporary setting, and I found that a bit weird, but I thought it was a lot of fun, especially if you like potion mixing and magic. The other book that I read was None of the Above by I.W. Gregario. I talked about this in my diversity vlog, but it was a fantastic, diverse read about an intersex individual. And it was a great book that served to educate as well as expand our understanding about intersex and transgender people. So it was fantastic. I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read was The Rest of Us Just Live Here. This book had a really weird twist to it. Basically, it's about the kids that aren't the chosen ones. So the chosen ones, which are the indie kids in this sense, go off and save the world. And instead, it's about Mikey and his friends. Mikey's still figuring things out. He has OCD, he's in love with his best friend, and his other best friend is gay. It was just a really wonderful, diverse read, although I don't know, I do prefer the chosen ones actually. The next book I read was Pandora Jones' Reckoning. This is the 3rd book in the trilogy. It's another Aussie YA read, and it's about Pan, who has psychic abilities, and it mashes thriller and dystopian elements. I'm actually really glad I stuck with the series because the second book got a bit iffy after a while. It was kind of slow and draggy, but it ends pretty well, and I'm glad I read this one. I ended up rating it 3 stars. The other 3-star read I had was Demon Road by Derek Landy. This is the review copy. Demon Road gave me really conflicted emotions. Basically, you know, the book was witty, hilarious. It had an anti-hero as a character. She's basically a demon and she does, you know, demonic things. She kills, there's a lot of blood and gore. And I love that about it. And I love the supernatural journey that they went on. It was a road trip through different towns in America and lots of supernatural happenings would happen, you know, demons, vampires, it's all in here, and a crossroads demon as well. Man, I just found 2 of the characters just really annoying. Amber, which is the main character, she finds out she's a demon. She was just so naive, and half of the situations in the book could have been prevented if she, you know, would just actually think for a while. So that really frustrated me. And then there was Glenn. Glenn is this Irish boy who has a hex placed on him. Oh, he was just so annoying. He just blabbered the whole time, and, you know, inappropriate times, you know, someone gets killed and here you have Glenn blabbering along, and oh, I just couldn't stand it. And these 2 characters were just so annoying. I ended up giving it 3 stars because there's some really great elements in here, especially if you like supernatural. You know, some of these characters are a little too quirky for my liking. I also read Lullaby by Bernard Beckett. This is from Text Publishing. I wouldn't actually classify it as YA. Not to say that YA isn't, but it was a really philosophical read. Basically, there's, you know, 2 twins. One of the twins is dying and the other twin is being interviewed by a psychologist to see if he's mentally sound to make a decision that could implant his memories into the other twin. It just asked some really interesting and philosophical decisions and looked back at their life. You know, what makes a person? Is it their memories? Is it their physical structure? What if you had the chance to save someone that you really loved, but it was a bit unethical? What would you do? And Lullaby asked all of these questions, and in the end, I gave it 3 stars. It was really philosophical and a really deep, thoughtful read. I also read Afterlight by Rebecca Lim. I gave it 3 stars as well. Basically, Sophie, she's being haunted by a ghost, and the ghost keeps on sending her off onto missions to do good deeds. And then you sort of find out more about Sophie, and doing this helps her sort of move on and understand more about her own grief. It was a really haunting and gripping, evocative read that I really enjoyed. So those are all the books that I read during the month of August. I'll show you guys quickly what I'm reading in September. I'm going to be reading Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. Check how thick this book is. Ink and Bone and Armada. I'm so excited about both of these. I just wish Ink and Bone had the pretty US hardcover though, and Armada because I loved Ready Player One. It's one of my favorite books. The Mime Order, I'm really excited about this and doing a blog tour. Samantha Shannon is going to be profiling some of her characters for me in my blog posts. Reawakened and Legacy of the Kings. So I've heard interesting things about Legacy of the Kings. I love the historical setting, and I'm, you know, really excited to read it, although I know there's a lot of point of views, so I'll see how it goes. And Reawakened, I want to know about what everyone's been talking about Amun and the Egyptian setting. I love Egypt, so I'm really excited about this one as well. This is a September contemporary that I might sneak in. I'll see if I need a break from the fantasy reads. Goodbye Stranger from Text Publishing. Last but not least, some library copies. In the Skin of a Monster, which is about a twin who has a serial killer as a twin, so that's going to be interesting. The Fixer, which is another thriller YA, and The Library of Mount Char, which isn't a YA read, but it is a dystopian. So those are the books that I'm reading in September. We'll see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap, and let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!